Hi there, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. It's been about 2 months since I last recorded. I am feeling a bit under the weather, but I'm gonna try to muscle through this video. A lot of things happen even in January through March, and it's still April, but I'm still recovering from everything, and I'm also recovering from a cold. So if my voice sounds very stuffy, I do apologize. But to make up for the lack of videos for February and March, I'm just gonna do a quarter 1 review just to see how I did and highlight some of the good things that came out of Q1 and some of the wins and losses essentially. So I'm gonna go ahead and dive into that as well as what are my goals for quarter 2. So without rambling on too much, I'm gonna switch you to my screen so you can see what I'm looking at. Okay, so this is my annual dashboard that gives me a highlight over all the months within my budget or within my expense tracker. So it's just an easier way to visualize everything versus flipping through the different. So for February, as far as monthly income, I brought in around 3,300, and for March, I brought in around 4,000. And some of this also includes me deducting from my savings, and I'll go into that a bit more. My monthly expenses, roughly around 2,000, deviating around 2,000. So 1,900, 2,500, let's call this 1,800. And I don't know what this is tracking. So these numbers are incorrect, but we're just going to skip over that for right now. My savings goal, we did decent. And I'm going to go further in depth on these. I'm just giving a high overview as for right now. So as far as my performance for quarter 1, I will say that when it comes to my savings goal, I had to frankly empty out all of my buckets and kind of throw them towards my credit card to get my payments down. Because again, like I said, a lot of personal things came up in January, February, March. So my main priority right now has shifted towards paying down my credit card so I can improve my credit score. And so that's what I did. So majority of the money that I had in savings, and I had a Roth IRA that I remember that I just never did anything about it. So I withdrew that money and threw it towards my credit card as well. I know it's a big no-no, but in the end, it will pay off greatly. So just want to highlight that as I have some notes right here. As far as my debt, I'm going to switch over to my debt payoff sheet. I was able to pay off 5,000. Another math that I did said 5,200, but my spreadsheet is saying 5,600. But all in all, I was able to throw $5,000 towards my debt payment. That includes credit cards, that includes student loans payment as well. So I am I am so proud of myself for that. And just seeing this number and hoping that I can duplicate it within the coming months is my actual goal. So my starting balance for my debt for this year is $72,817, and I am currently at $67,152.11. So we are doing good there. I do plan on doing a video dedicated towards my debt payoff so far, but just seeing this number is highly encouraging, and I cannot wait to keep going. Okay, and next up, as far as bills for quarter one, everything went well. My bills is just my rent, my car insurance, and um, I now have a U-Haul storage that I'm paying for, which increased my bills up by, call it $100. But other than that, there's nothing that can be tweaked or there's nothing that can be tweaked or improved upon. If this video is a bit choppy, I'm cutting out all the times that I'm coughing because I am just not feeling well. But I'm gonna push through this video. And as far as expenses, I do recognize that I'm going to flip back over to my dashboard. My expenses were really high as far as groceries, dining out, transportation, um, what else? Just the different miscellaneous things that would come up in. And also, I did a lot of traveling in January, February, March. So, January, I went to Paris. February, I went to, oh my God, where did I go in February? I can't remember. And March, I went to Mexico and I just came back from Jamaica. So, a lot of those trips weren't two of those trips weren't really planned for. So that kind of ate away at my disposable income. And, you know, when you're going on a trip, you have things that come up that you have to pay for and also spending while you're at these destinations. So, um, didn't really account for that. So that really blew a hole in my budget within these 3 months. So for Q2, I don't have much planned. So I should see a more to get a rein on really sticking to my budget. Um, and as far as investment, I don't really talk about investment much in my previous videos, but I would like to touch on it. And in my Roth IRA, I was able to purchase three SCHD index fund. And so I got those at $76.25. And I do want to get, my goal for the year is to purchase at least 8. So I have 5 remaining. And in my within my Roth IRA, I am going for a dividends, um, the dividend scheme, I guess you could say. So I want to expound upon that. So most of the shares that I will be purchasing are going to be shares that pays a dividend. So it's going to be a slow moving investment folder, but regardless, it's something that I am actively partaking in. Right now, I haven't purchased anything since January. I just have the money there. So I'm waiting on the price to drop. So once the price drops, and then I'll go ahead and purchase some more. But for right now, okay, so while I'm here, I just want to go over what I consider my wins and losses for quarter one. The biggest one for quarter one was definitely paying down my credit cards, or excuse me, paying down my credit cards by around, I want to say $3,500. So in open credit, I have about $5,000. So with everything that I've paid off within these 3 months, I have about $1,000 left, and everything will be either at or right next to zero. So I'm hoping to make that happen within the month of March and just get it over and get it done with. When you finally do something and you're just wondering what took you so long, that's me and paying off my credit cards. So I do have a closed credit cards. Excuse me. I have 2 closed credit cards. One is my Navy Federal that is at $13,000 right now, and then I have a Chase card that is at $300. But right now, I'm just concerned about the open cards, and then once those are paid off, I will strategize and how to take the funds I'm no longer paying to my credit cards and divvy it up between student loans and my closed cards. So yeah, back to my win. The biggest win was being able to pay down my credit cards so significantly. I am so proud of myself. Another big win was, even though I was not recording for YouTube, I have been keeping up with my expense tracking. So I did track my spending for January. I tracked my spending for February and March. And so I am really proud of myself. This is the momentum that I want to keep going. So whether or not I'm recording, this is something I just want to establish, and clearly the habit is there, and I'm really proud of myself. As far as losses, definitely not sticking within my budget. As I said, I did a lot of traveling within January through March, and then having some personal issues come up that kind of thwarted my plans. But nonetheless, you win. You win some and you lose some, and so I'm just gonna keep going with that. And I do realize that I overcommitted financially a lot to certain plans. And so I want to be better at saying no before I say yes. I think I'm pretty good at it, but clearly I should have said some more no's earlier. So, yeah, going into quarter two, I'm going to be more discerning about things that I commit to financially. And then also not recording any videos between February and March. So I want to be better at that, just keeping my YouTube channel growing, although my views are very low, but that's not the point. The point is to keep me accountable. So I do want to get back to recording at least 2 to 3 videos a week. Or excuse me, a month, not a week. I can't commit to a week. No, that's not happening. Okay, so for quarter two, my goals are to restart my savings. And like I said, I did clear out the money that I had saved towards my different sinking funds. I did throw that towards my credit card. So I I called it that my credit cards are holding the money within my sinking funds, but I just came to the realization, don't even think about it like that. Just think about it as you've used the money in your savings. Now let's just restart from scratch. So that is what I'm going to be doing. So restarting my savings goal and not touching the money unless it's for what it is designated for, i.e., my sinking funds and such. And as far as debt, I do want to pay off the remaining balance on my credit cards. And by pay off, I mean the active cards. The closed cards are going to take some time. But for right now, I have a little under $1,000 left to be paid off. And so that will definitely be tackled in quarter two. As far as bills, nothing can be tweaked. So that's just going to remain as is. And as far as my investments, my company just opened up their stock buying program. So I want to enroll in that. And they do have a workshop coming up. So I'm going to be tuning in to see how I can enroll in it and start taking advantage of the employee discount. So that will be awesome. And as far as my expenses, I do want to scale back. Oh my gosh, I need to scale back so much, especially dining out. As I mentioned in my previous video, I am a flight attendant, so dining out is an easy trap to fall in. So to mitigate that, cooking at home is very essential, and it's just been a lot going on. So I've been leaning more into convenience of being able to just order stuff or just buy fast food. And it is clearly putting a dent into my budget. So I want to get back into the habit of cooking because I have no problem with cooking. And also limiting my layover festivities because you meet a great crew and they want to go out. So you're just like, yeah, let's do it. And then it's like every time you step outside, you're spending $100. So limiting the amount of spendy activities that I do on my layovers. So yeah, those are my quarter two goals. And I'm really excited to get back into the swing of things in regards to making videos because I've still been keeping up with my tracking and I am really proud of myself. So yeah, I'm just going to cut the video there. I am going to do a separate video just talking about how I went about paying off my credit cards and the strategy that I used. So please stay tuned for that. And as far as this video, that is all. And I will see you in